Alright everybody, Drytron back again from vacation. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy LoganJYA back at it again with another Drytron video. We've got even more post-photon hypernova Drytron goodness to share with you guys. Now my friends, if you guys enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. We got more Drytron, we got more Sprite Night, we got a whole lot more cooking up this December and going into the new year. Now speaking of the new year, guys, I've got a big ambitious goal that I want to share with you. If we can try and grow this channel to over 10K subs, that would mean the world to me, and that is what we are shooting to do in 2023. So my friends, if you want to help us support that goal, all you got to do is subscribe. It's 100% free and it helps me out immensely. Plus you get a whole bunch of free good content, especially for those who love the Drytrons. Now today we are going to be playing with our new friend PHHY, again a new edition post-photon hypernova, and we are also pushing these combos to the max, adding in our boy Herald of Perfection to our Dynamon Chaos Max lock. We can do it off of Alpha Zeta, and you're really going to love to see it. Now we're going to show you guys that combo, a few test hands, as well as the full in-depth deck profile at the end of this video. If you want to give this deck list a try, check it out in the description. There'll be a full link to download the list so you can test it for yourselves. Also in the description you'll find links to my other socials. Please be sure to check those out. We're going to have more giveaways going, more free tournaments going on the live stream, a whole lot of good stuff coming to close out this year and to lead us into 2023. But I don't want to keep on rambling. Let's get into this next Drytron video, post-photon hypernova. Let's push it to the max, baby. Let's go! Alright homies, let's dive in to play with some of our new Drytron toys and show you what this Alpha Zeta line is capable of, and that is ending on perfection as well as our Dynamon Chaos Max lock on our opponent's turn. Now, we're not paying mind to interruptions with this one. This is the basic plays, but in these future combos that I'm going to show you next after this, we're going to do a whole of hand approach and try and play it out as safe as possible. But for now, I'm going to establish the basics for you guys so you know just how far we can push Alpha Zeta post-photon hypernova. So without further ado, let's dive into it with this first combo. Alright guys, so obviously you already know we're starting things off with Alpha pitch Zeta, grab Ben 10, then Zeta is going to pitch Ben 10, grabbing Meteonis, and Ben 10 here is going to search our new boy, PHHY of the Trillion Hands. This is our new boy out of Photon Hypernova, this awesome new ritual support. It's basically pre-preparation of rites in the form of a monster, so we tribute summon this guy, and it's given us a search for any ritual spell and any ritual monster. More oftentimes than not, we're going to be using it to grab our perfection package, but I also do want to flag that you can use it to search Meteonis if you wanted to. You could use it to search Ben 10 if you wanted to. They don't have to pair. You can have them you can have him search whichever ones you need. But anyway, after that, we're going to go for our Moy Beta Fafnir, take a dump, send our Gamma, and we're going to Meteonis back our Ben 10. Now here, we're going to tribute summon for the PHHY, and the PHHY is going to search us Perfection as well as Dawn of the Herald, and that Ben 10 is going to grab another copy of Ben 10. Now we can use Dawn of the Herald as we traditionally do to grab ourselves a Perfection onto the board, as well as add back that Ben 10 with its Grave effect, and then we're going to use that Ben 10 to search Ida 10 here, because Ida 10 is going to be how we push this combo to the max and get that extra ritual summon, which is essential for the end board that we're looking for. Next, we reduce add back Meteonis by reducing that Moy Beta. We're going to use it to summon out our Ida 10, and Ida 10 is going to add back Meteonis. We're going to go for Beatrice, and we're going to take a dump, and that's where we send our boy Chaos Max. We're setting it up with the Beatrice. We will be ritual summoning it, but not yet. The next thing I want to flag with this next particular play, we are going to use the Gamma, and we are going to end up sacking this Moy Beta, but if you did have another fairy in hand, feel free to sack this Ben 10. I'm keeping the Ben 10 in hand to reserve as a Perfection negate, but if you had another hard-drawn fairy, you want to use that Ben 10, get more searches, really go ham. But here, we're going to pitch, get our Gamma, and now we are going to ritual summon out the Chaos Max using the materials from a second copy of Moy Beta. Then we link off that Moy Beta with the Chaos Max we just summoned to give ourselves the Dynamon. Now, when we swing on over into our opponent's turn, we get more interruptions, baby. We're going to use that Beatrice, just like in the last video, to send Medora as an additional means of interruption. And then we can use Dynamon tagging itself out to bring back that Chaos Max and use its effect, tributing off that Beatrice to lock our opponent out of monster effects, all while this is backed up with a live Herald of Perfection with minimum 1 negate. It's insane, guys. Alpha Zeta just keeps getting better and better. I feel like these locks are just so much fun. Now, again, flagging the fact we weren't paying attention to bestials, we weren't paying attention to interruptions, but in these next combos, I'm going to show you a whole of hand approach, what we do with a full hand, and how we choose to play it out. So without further ado, let's get into the next combo. Alright guys, like I alluded to with this next combo, we're using a whole of hand approach and playing it out as safe as possible. We got a 100% random hand here drawn from DB, and let's see how I choose to play it out. Of course, I'm starting with the pre-preparation of rights, because this way, when we can line up our alpha search, we're going to get Ben 10, and we're also going to line up a live orange light since we have that hard drawn green light. Then we'll use Zeta effect, get Medionis, and Ben 10 effect to grab the Choji. Now the combo is going to look very, very similar to what we did earlier. We're setting it up, doing it as safe as possible. This whole time, we are in defense because we've got that Herald of Orange locked and loaded with the green light. So this combo is going to look very similar to earlier, but we have that added safety net, keeping us safe from minimum one hand trap, or, you know, an opponent's tier element effect, something along those lines. Now, again, looking very similar here. This time, since we did have those hard-drawn fairies, after we establish the perfection, we can use that Gamma, sack the Ben 10 in hand, and that will secure us a Diviner. And since we used our normal summon on Choji during this combo, we still have Diviner locked and loaded for the follow-up, as well as having a Herald of Arclight and an Entis still in the extra deck. So this is guaranteed follow-up or guaranteed removal on the next turn. But then we proceed to play out the combo very similar to the last time, but we have that little extra monster on the field, which means when we rotate back around to our opponent's turn, we can actually keep the Beatrice on board and sack off that Moy Beta with our Choji instead. Of course, we set the drop, let's lock and load it, line up our beautiful Chaos Max, sack off that Moy Beta, and we have minimum 3 perfection negates with those fairies that we had in hand. Again, this is taking a whole of hand approach, trying to play it out as safe as we can, but let's do it with a few less names this time so you can really see how far we can push it in this next and final combo. Alright guys, in this last combo, we're actually putting Choji to the wayside because in this particular test hand, we do have the FTK of pre-preparation of rights and Ben 10, as well as one of the objectively worst Drytron names in hand, but we were still going to push this to the exact same end board and show our opponent what we can really do. So take a look at what we can do here. Obviously, we start off with the pre-preparation of rights. That plus our Ben 10 is our FTK and our safety net, setting up that perfection and lock and load in those gorgeous, gorgeous negates. Now we can use Beta, pitch off that Ben 10. Ben 10 is going to end up grabbing another copy of itself since we hard open the Diviner. If you didn't have the Diviner, this is where you'd search it, and now our Diviner setting the Herald is going to get our Medionis into rotation. Now, this is going to look very familiar to those of you who are familiar with our one-name hand combos. Line up the Beatrice play, send the Gamma, Gamma pitch Ben 10. We'll use Ben 10's effect, grab another copy of itself, Medionis reduce that Gamma, add it back to hand, and then we go for Moy Beta. Moy Beta is going to send Alpha. And now here, Alpha is what's going to give us access to the Chaos Max. Since we had to use our Beatrice to take a dump sending the Gamma, we still have that search off Alpha. That is going to lock and load the Chaos Max for the end board of our combo. Use that Medionis, summon out that Chaos Max, and then lock and load the Dynamon, literally to the same effect as the last combo. We have got 3 negates locked and loaded for our perfection. We have the Dynamon and the Beatrice ready to lock and load more interruptions on the opponent's turn. Send that Medora, use Dynamon, grab ourselves a beautiful Chaos Max, and lock them out of monster effects for the rest of the turn, while also having triple Omni negates and plenty of beautiful Drytron gas in the graveyard to absolutely eviscerate our opponent on the next turn. Guys, I absolutely love this build. Let me show you what we have cooking for post Photon Hypernova Drytron in a quick deck profile before we bring this video to a close. Let's get into it. Alright, my friends, let me show you what I am cooking up for this perfection build post-Photon Hypernova. You guys can take a look at this. It looks very reminiscent of the perfection builds we were doing pre-banless with our Super Quants. Really consolidated Drytron package, pushing it to the max with our fairies, and really taking advantage of the 2-card combo that is pre-prep plus Ben 10. But we have a new enabler that gets us there, and that is our Choji, which means we can have the same effect of a pre-prep through our normal Alpha Zeta combo lines. But to see what we're cooking here, of course we got triple Alpha, triple Zeta, that doesn't change. Then we're doing one-ofs for the other names in the form of Delta, Gamma, and Beta. Beta is our recycler in case our one-ofs get banished. Then of course, here we're doing only 1 copy of Diviner because we also have the Choji, which will consume a normal summon. If you open one, you can end up searching the other throughout your combo. It's not a big deal. And then also we've got a green light and an orange light. So I added in the green light as an additional fairy to search. It's another interruption that can theoretically play around a Dark Ruler No More that you can hold in your hand to pitch. It's still pretty good. Is it as good as orange light in this meta? Definitely not, but it's something else we can take advantage of, and I wanted to test it out in this particular build. So we are playing 1 green light and 1 orange. We are still rocking on with the one Medora to dump off that Beatrice. You already know how we do. We got the Perfection, of course, triple copies of Ben 10, and the one Ida 10, since the Ida 10 is essential for our Alpha Zeta full combo line. The Natasha going full diabolical with up to 4 steals, as well as our Chaos Max. Now, you may notice, those with keen eyes, I'm not playing Draco Nids in this build. If you wanted to, I would definitely cut the Foolish Burial. That'd be the first card I take out to put it back in there. But since we are already playing a very thick ritual line, and we have plenty of backup plans in the form of pre-prep, in the form of the Chaos Max Dynamon play, I decided I was going to go without it for this particular build. And also, Scythe locks have kind of fallen off since the resurgence of these bestial cards are really locking out the graveyard. Seldom is Scythe ever resolving, so I figured we don't need as much of a backup plan for that one. I decided to cut it for this particular build. But let me know what you think of that decision in the comments down below. Called by Foolish, 2 copies of Emergency, 2 copies of Fafnir, and 2 copies of Nova. Just keeping it diverse in our terms of additional Drytron names, if you know what I mean. Triple copies of the Droplets as our hard-going second option. The one Medionis and the one Dawn of the Herald. Triple copies of pre-preparation of rights, and triple copies of our OG preparation of rights. You already know. Looking nice and crisp at 40 cards. Side deck, we gotta stay ready for those Kashatiras. I know I was mostly talking about Tirashizu in the last video, but the Kashatiras are a serious threat, and one of the best ways we can hit them is with our boy Lava Golem, so we gotta max him out in the side deck 100%. Also rocking on with 2 Magnamuts, 2 Druis Worm, and Baldrake, using these guys as DD Crows. And we are experimenting, since the Baldrake will be coming out in the Photon Hypernova as well. It is an objectively better name than the Saronir, so I decided to put him in here for the sake of argument. Also got the one Lancia to lock and load for them Fluandaries. The triple Ghost Spells on the side. Again, this is a going first side card to countermeasure your opponent's Bestials. So when you're going first, you easily take out those Forbidden Droplets, put in those Ghost Spells, and give yourselves an extra chance at a safety net. And then triple Cosmic Cyclones to deal with those back row decks, those Macro Cosmos, Defissure, Skill Drains, all that nasty disgustingness. We gotta have something to deal with it, so we got the Cosmics. It also does double duty by dealing with the Runic Field Spell. Extra deck, we've got the Elder Entity Entis and the Arclight, you already know. Beatrice, Zeus, Downer, Double Moy Beta. Double Moy Beta is essential for the combo. Out, we got an Apollosa, a Boral Sword, Dynamond, our boy is back, of course, enabling our beautiful Chaos Mac lock. Unicorn and IP package, followed up with the Phoenix, the Sprite Elf, and the Relinquished Anima, so we can suck up those Lava Golems if we so desire to do so. Guys, this deck list is going to be available for you to download and test down below if you want to load it into Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro or Dueling Book. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Let me know how it works for you. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, be sure to smash that like button. Drycage appreciates you. Let's get to 10K subs this year, guys. I know we can do it. I really love and appreciate each and every one of you guys for making this channel what it is. That's all I got today. LoganJYA signing off. Have a great day, and I'll see you chumps later. Peace.